What is up, guys? Follow Jay here, and I'm here with my co-host Miguelino. Miguelino, say what's popping to the peoples.
What's popping to the peoples, yo?
Oh my god, bro!
That is terrifying.
I know that is horrible. Please grow that beard again.
Yeah.
Also joining us, he is a dream. The dream, Stephen Aiken. Say hello, Stephen.
Hello, Steven. This
And
this
Egg will
mustache is crazy. It's scary.
bro, like he should have just shaved the whole thing.
Like, where'd that come from?
So, long story short, why
70s
can't I
porn,
beard?
most likely.
I was listening to was it Cream? You know, I was like, oh no, like a rocker fella, and it worked out.
Look at this guy.
And joining us all the way
Yeah, I
from
did that.
the West Coast.
No, sure.
Just fresh up open mat at 10 Planet Oceanside. He is the Egghead. Egghead, say hello to the peoples. Represent your new colors, bro, because I guess you're part of the gang now.
Hello, the peoples. Oh, these are my original colors, man. This is the 10th Planet USS America. Man, the hot box on the ship on a nice little piece of sovereign U.S. territory goes wherever the heck president wants us to.
Private yacht club.
There you go.
Yeah, whatever's. Anyway, we were supposed to have Ryan Aiken on. Maybe he will join us. Maybe he forgot. If not, we're just hanging like we normally are. We're just talking shit at this point.
We'll
You know
talk
what I'm
about
saying?
Ryan too.
Oh,
I mean, it doesn't mean we got to talk bad about him. I'm just saying we could talk about him like we were going to anyway.
You made it sound like kind of sketchy.
yeah.
I mean, that's
let's
like
even do that. Let's
in the
let's
biz,
let
that's
the
called a
big
teasing,
black belt
you know
do
what
that,
I'm saying?
man.
You
Why,
know
why
what,
I got to be
man?
the one that's got to get the chance of which I think he's going to attack me or something?
Better you
I
than
don't
me,
think-
man. Better you
I don't
than
think
me.
Ryan's that kind of dude, though. I think he just would ignore people talking shit, honestly.
No, he's awesome, man. I mean, obviously, every time we interacted with him at the PGF, like the last season, he was there with his team. Been nothing but really, really cool. So,
Shit, he didn't even get to play last time I saw him. Fucking Kevin
yeah,
ran
that's
through
right.
a fucking team and
Kevin
like,
Buring,
nah,
man,
bro,
the Burek just
this-
freaking.
It's like
Yeah, where's that thing? Did you get that clip at least up? Can you do that? Can you pull that shit up, Jamie?
Yes,
Jamie.
Let's see. It's,
Why is this
Wait.
spinning like that?
honestly, we do need one of those, right? We should have a producer.
I thought that was what you were.
I mean,
Dog,
between
I'm
our tech support is Miggy, you're the host.
I thought the host
I'm the
was-
analyst.
I don't know.
The commentary is Steven.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, hey, look who it
What's
is.
color commentary mean?
so, bro.
Josh Nipper.
So Steven, obviously being the former
What is-
competitor.
What is color commentary? Like, what's the difference between play-by-play and color commentary? When people say that, there's like one guy does play-by-play, one guy does.
So you think about like
Color.
play-by-play is more like Anik, just saying what is actually happening, which you can definitely do. But often the color that we see in the UFC, etc., is former competitors. They kind of give you the experience and how they feel, what it's like to be in that situation themselves, getting themselves ready for the match afterwards, etc. A lot of the stuff you do naturally, Steven, but as I said, it's just naturally kind of your role. Whereas I'm an analyst, just because I do numbers and crap.
By trade.
Yeah, it's just kind of what we do. It we've talked about it before where a lot of this has really grown up as just the homies, and we've all just kind of grown into our roles. Obviously, Wallow's got the smile and the laugh and the the hosting ability, and Miggy got that Jamie producer ability and that horrible
got that
stash.
Predator mustache.
Horrible
Holy
stash.
crap.
Holy crap. Please God. I mean, we need to GoFundMe for
Making
a
my
freaking razor for that
microphone
guy.
run
Holy
away
crap.
from everything.
Bad.
Is that Mig Eddie?
Look into it, man. Look into it.
Miguigi.
Ben Eddie, but with like
So yeah,
100
did
pounds.
you find that clip from the from the finishers thing for Kevin Beering. This is something I wanted to talk about with Ryan, or honestly with just anybody, kinda.
Sure. So we should be sharing. We sharing this thing.
Yeah, screen share this thing up. Let's show the
Let's share
world
this thing.
something. If you don't know, you need to see this, because I think a lot of people don't always respect some of these
All right.
situations.
I'm about to turn on the audio disclaimer. This is not someone clapping in the background. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah, you might. Viewer discretion is advised. See how I put 3 cold faces right here? Because that's how I felt when I saw this video. It was like cold inside.
All right, here we go.
In 3.
Throws it over. Kevin rolls through, belly down. It's okay.
It's not okay.
Not okay.
I ain't never ran from a
Let's do it one more time.
If I did come my legs out right now, I ain't never
Was that crazy? It wasn't great, was it?
Bro, watch it one more time and you'll see.
Like, he's fine until he's not.
Oh,
Right. And so that's
yeah.
the thing.
So right before there, yeah, you saw that the foot was one way, the knee was another way, my guy.
And that's the thing, the resistance level that you add in while you're trying to escape and things with a person like, Kevin Beering, who has really good braking mechanics. When you hit the wall, you don't always get an opportunity to tap.
Yep.
And it's not like a sprained ankle all the time. Sometimes you get lucky with like a sprained ankle or like a limp for a couple of days or whatever. But this apparently was like fib break or something like that. Yep. From what I understand, I haven't had like too much follow-up information on that, but don't tap the leg locks or whatever. But I bet for just from that instance alone, you should learn to respect respect kind of some of these situations for some of the younger people.
Hey, the older people too.
No, I think for sure, definitely, but I feel like by the time you get older in the game, you've already experienced some stuff that you don't want to risk that. You'll see a ton of Masters division guys out there breaking legs and stuff like that, and eating things like that. You know what I'm saying? They've already kind of felt that. But right here, just rolling through, and it's the belly down, the stop.
There we go. Right there.
Oh,
yep.
Whoa.
Yep, that was it. And I was going to play now. Let's go stop the sharing now. We've seen it enough.
I think Kevin was surprised a little bit by that.
Yeah, his face was like, it was like, yo, this dude really didn't tap.
It's kind of neat because
listen, I hope that guy recovers well. A speedy recovery to him. I'm sorry, I don't know who he is exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
But I hope he has a nice recovery before we just move on without saying something about that, because man, that definitely sucks. And I hope you recover, brother.
Yep,
man, that's
lots of prayers for you, big dog. Because
that kind of shit, you don't wish it upon your worst enemy, man. That's
for sure. What's some other stuff that you guys got going on?
Well, I was just saying that like it's kind of crazy because we've seen Kevin Beering almost from his inception into jiu-jitsu. So PGF season 3, I mean, he won that Jacksonville qualifier as a white belt.
That was what, a couple of months after getting beat up in high school.
That's right. So he got a little messed up in high school, so he decided to lift weights, and then all of a sudden ended up at 10th Man Atlanta with Sean Applegate, and just found his crew immediately. And has been chasing his dream. Big Daddy's been supporting him, and man, he's just dangerous. I mean, we saw already as like a baby.
Big Daddy's his actual father. Everybody.
Yeah, his actual father.
I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, pardon me.
Good call.
No, that's cool. I know what you're saying. Everybody else
Alex
that
Beering,
knows.
that we will see here from time to time in our comments, also known as Big Daddy, who's his father. But anyways, and he had a nice photo about like him and Sean supporting him, and without them, he wouldn't be anywhere. So Kevin's really got his head screwed on straight, pretty good there. But we saw him as a baby blue belt, and black belts were scared of him. And respected his braking mechanics, and so if you don't know his name, you better pay attention. You see him on a bracket across from you, because he's just getting better and better. I've always said that he seems like he is just like primed as Sean Applegate's like freaking little prodigy, like anything, because Sean's such a great coach from the sideline, telling you what to do, and it seems like Kevin just gets it. He just like listens to his coach. He's super coachable and does exactly what the boss man says, and that's dangerous.
Yeah, and that's like one of the qualities I think of a lot of the guys at 10th Planet Atlanta that are of the top, guys in the program, whether they compete or not. They kind of have really bought into Sean's style and what he teaches and how he coaches and everything like that. And then that's important. You got to have that to be at that upper level. And that was actually one of the things I was gonna ask Ryan about too, is like what that's like for him in that room, because he didn't start necessarily with them, and I wonder, if that changed to a specific kind of room with a person like Sean was like, what that was like for him. And we've seen it pay off hugely with his recent wins and CJJ and
Main character.
So main character, he's going to be in season 7 of the PGF, as one of the favorites, I assume, by most people without seeing the roster at all. I think he's still got to be of the top favorite guys, no matter who else is on the list, either way. So yeah, I wonder what it'll be like to have him in a room like that for a week, and if Sean will be there or not, what that could do, or not, to his game.
By the way, guys, Steven just broke news because we were going to have Aiken on to basically welcome him to season 7. So
I did that.
Yeah.
Not me.
I'm not going to apologize.
That guy.
No, he don't have to apologize.
I'm not apologizing.
Hold on. I'll add some sound effects real quick.
I feel like we've already said that several times, kind of in a way, when we were talking about Elijah's stuff on the shows and different things like that, wondering, what the role was going to be like for him to get to the season. And if not, why? Obviously that would have to come up for some reason. And I think that's been addressed publicly. But I just don't know that Ryan's talked on here publicly. We are just like 20 days though away from the first qualifier in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Right after, the CJI and ADCC weekend is PGF season starting up through the first qualifiers.
And Ryan's going to be competing at ADCC 2024. So that's pretty interesting too.
Yeah, go ahead.
To me, like all these guys going to CJI, it was a great thing because it opened up the door for other guys to just go to ADCC. I mean, let's be honest. Maybe Ryan wasn't gonna make it because they had already, a bunch of guys in, and he was probably, in the alternate bracket or something, But was he gonna see any action? Maybe not, but now for sure he's in. And to me, that's just great. There's just opportunities left and right at this point.
No, more opportunity for everybody's better. And I think, those spots being opened up made it better for everybody overall. And there's a video that kind of what I sent you guys that Craig had put out about CJI. It was like, hey, this has been successful. We counter programmed them. We've already got the females pay matched. We've gotten people show money. We've gotten apparently backdoor deals for people to get paid to stay in with the show or whatever it is. And it's forced, change in the way that the upper echelons of competitions look at athletes now. I think this year has been really crazy. The last year or so of what's happening in jiu-jitsu is really unprecedented. For us to be with the PGF just, months ago, and this prize that we gave away with the total, 100,000 to the team and everything being such a big deal now, with 2 people walking away with $1 million and several people walking away with $10,001 just for showing up and playing, for the day. It's incredible, man. And then, like you said, the other people wouldn't have gotten opportunities, such as Ryan, who could go out there and with the streak that he's on, become ADCC champion. on that weekend is great, you know, and I think people's dreams are going to be coming true one way or the other, because if you were looking to make money to support your family or to set yourself up for a big thing, then CJI may be the ticket for you to go do that in a quicker way. Or if you're looking at that prestigious route and ADCC, something you've looked at through your career as something that's been a major goal for you, and a spot got opened up like that, and you got an opportunity to go chase down a major goal for you that was a title of some sort, then yeah, man, that's awesome. And that's what it should be about for everybody, to go out there and have opportunities to chase down whatever their specific dreams are and goals within this sport. Now it's a sport, you know, I guess more than martial art.
Well, Dream, and maybe, you know, since obviously out of the four of us, you're the real competitor. You know, let's roll the clock back about a decade, perhaps. You know, and you're a younger man. Do you go ADCC or do you go CJI?
Oh, I'm going for the money for sure. I mean, I would have been happy to do either, obviously. Like to go out there and get an opportunity to roll the dice at ADCC and win, that would have been amazing at that same time. But yeah, an opportunity to win $1 million, if I legitimately thought I had a chance at it, would be life changing. You know, that could have changed so many things for me and everybody else around me at that point. 10 years ago, let's see. Yeah, we had just had Thomas. My son was just being born 10 years ago. He's about to be 10 this week. So yeah.
Oh, awesome, man.
Yeah. So like a 10-year window for me could have been crazy. Get that $1 million then. Like, you know, who knows what could have happened, and whatever, good or bad, you know, the way that stuff works out. But yeah, that's it. We didn't have any of those opportunities. We were all, you know, fighting just because of the desire to, or whatever, or hoping that at some backside of it, there would be a payday that came through, you know, for you in some way. Or a lot of us had the plans to become coaches or teachers and different things like that, to be on the backside of it, you know, in that way as well. So
I mean, in a sense, you guys were paving the way. You know, you're laying the groundwork, because, you know, yeah, you know, more people will see it. You know what I mean?
No, for sure,
like
for sure.
Local tournaments, and then people start getting more into it. But 10 years ago, man, like $1,000 prize was like primo.
Oh man, I was doing professional MMA fights a lot of times, and that would be the offer, would be like $1,000 or so to show up, and then to win would possibly be another 1,000. And then if you could sell tickets, then that would be the opportunity, like directly from my hand to the person's hand, sell tickets. Then I would be able to like make more money. We didn't really have a ton of that, like link, you know, put in Aiken in the link to get, you know, 10% off, right, so I would get credit or whatever. It's like, no, I got to get a stack of tickets, and I got to convince everybody I know to come talk to me during my camp, and run and go meet everybody the last day, because nobody wanted to buy the tickets until the last day to get this money, because that was the only way you're going to get to make any money off of this whole thing. So yeah, it's, dude, you know, I wasn't trying to pave anybody's way but my own. You know, I was doing it, you know, completely for selfish reasons in that way. But yeah, it's cool to see now that on this side of it, and with some of those things that we were doing, now a lot of people are having these opportunities. And now I definitely am, you know, a lot more in the mindset of trying to like make sure everybody can get an opportunity to eat, you know, from what we're doing with this stuff in their own way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thinking about it, right, in your case, even, it's just like this, right? Like you said, you know, you did it for yourself, but at the same way, you're a coach now, right? You know, you're not going to let your athletes go through that struggle that you did before, when you realize, hey, you know, yeah, there's a chance to make money, but my boy, you got to get some food on the table, kind of thing. You got to keep the lights on. Like, you know, you still have that influence now, right? Because, you know, think back to young Steven back 10 years ago, 15 years ago, like chasing the dream. There's great when we have our high moments, but man, there's some tough moments where like, do I have to pick up a job for now, or can I pick up, you know, like, you know, those tough decisions. And you get to help these guys maybe not have as much of a hard time, right? And even now they can make money grappling at least too, right? In competition versus before.
You know, and that's the thing, like a lot of these guys, I think that's true, man. But I wonder now, like a little bit looking at it this way, if some of these guys are getting paid at like white and blue belt to compete a lot and things like that is like maybe spoiling the water some. because they have these expectations too soon for things. It's great that they, had an opportunity to be able to make some money at those levels and stuff like that. But also, it's not going to be, like you just said, it's not going to always be that way. The majority of everything is going to be a struggle for a long time. And you will have to pick up jobs probably to make it, unless you have sponsors or relationships with different companies and things like that that will support your life. You got to make the money somehow. And nobody wants to pay a fighter that they don't know. Nobody's going to pay you until there's a reason to pay you. You got to sell, again, you still got to sell the tickets essentially. And whether that's, you did it by hand or because, you have some sort of notoriety, like the Paul brothers, in a lot of ways, they, become legitimate through hard work and time, but definitely didn't come into either one of their respective fields right now by,
just showing up. Like, hey.
Yeah, they had done like the social media stuff, and that allowed them opportunities to become who they are now, which is, legitimate in that way that they've done a lot of work over the years.
I just want to think, pause for a second and just think back to 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Gordon Ryan was getting like 10 grand for a match. And he was obviously still is the best of the best. Right. So the top guy of all jiu-jitsu, the biggest name, was getting 10K, for a big event. And now we got at least 32 people getting $10,001 just to show for the CJJ
same event, right?
Versus we also saw the winning team. Every member of the winning team of the PGF got themselves, more than that. So I mean, it's huge how far it's come, and it's going to get better, and it's great. A lot of people have been talking about how they keep talking about the skateboarding analogy, where skateboarding was in the 90s. I don't know.
I lived on dirt roads in the 90s, man. I really didn't get skate culture.
But the point is, we're a burgeoning sport, and jiu-jitsu is about to really take off. So I'm excited.
Ollie, so he's like,
just playing, man. But that's,
Pardon me.
I've heard that too. It's just, I'm sorry.
No. Don't apologize. This is our show. We say
right, this is our flavor.
Apologizing to Egghead for stealing this moment.
There you go.
He had a good point.
He's like,
he was making a good point, and I'm just inserting randomness. The dirt road.
Yeah.
You can't skateboard on dirt roads. It's really hard.
I can't skateboard. I never did that. I tried it. I busted my knee. I was like, that was it. I was done.
There you go.
You guys brought up Gordon, or you did, Egg. Do you guys get excited when he's got a match coming, and do you have to I gotta catch his match?
Bro, it's gonna be an Instagram clip the moment his hand gets raised. So I know.
Not these two coming up. These two super fights coming up. Against the most boring, competitor around, and Pena, who's freaking, tapped out by being tired, last couple matches.
Tired, bro.
Dude, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I tap out for getting tired. But I mean, if you're gonna be like the best of the best, I mean, that match he had, who's number one? Where he was 40 minutes in or whatever the hell against Gordon. And then he went up against, the other dude that's with Danaher now. And he tapped out, pretty much for time for that one as well. Point being, not excited. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. So the regular super match with what's his nuts, that I don't think he actually got a submission at all. In the I think he just pushed people around to win.
What's his nuts? Yeah.
The absolute. I forget because that's how boring he is. I don't really even care about his name. He didn't do anything interesting at all. And I think Gordon's gonna take 2 seconds. I mean, he might play with his meal a little bit against that guy, but he's gonna tap out like crazy. It's not.
So a lot of people stole an entry that Felipe kept using on Gordon in one of the matches.
Okay.
That was just an interesting take. I know that, the situation where he had the the couple of really bad performances, and like you say, he tapped to. Oh shoot! See, look at this thing. Ain't want to hold up for y'all no more. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Trying to. He got tired or whatever the case was, you know.
And I got it. Like one of his good friends died like the day before. You know, got it.
Yeah, but even then, just like a 40-minute into a match, you want to be the best in the world, right? But I think at a certain point, even with rolling with people, you know, if you're rolling with somebody for 40 minutes, you may feel like, man, this dude's really got me stuck. He's really had me stuck for like 20 minutes now. There's just going to be more stuck, and eventually I'm just going to have to tap to something because I'm tired anyway. You might as well just let it ride. And I understand where everybody wants to see the guy have to get submitted and give up his arm or give up his back and get his choke in or whatever it is or whatever. But honestly, man, like when you feel like you're bested, that's it, you know. And maybe in that moment he just really felt bested, and I mean, it is what it is, and people can take that, you know, how they want, you know. But I think in a lot of ways that's admirable, because there's no reason to go just take further punishment for no reason.
Yep. Not he submitted there
against Ryan and Margali.
I can see if he did that in 5 minutes. I can see if he did that like
40.
If like at 40 minutes though. That's like, dude, that's an incredible long time. That's
Yeah.
It gets a regular Joe from your gym, much less the number one grappler of this generation.
Well, you know, Ege's thing. You know, you either leave with your chill or on it.
And listen, I'm not saying that I don't feel a lot of the same way where I've done stuff, you know, and ended up.
No, I'm just saying that's him. I get what
you're
saying.
I feel that way personally too, but I again, I guess adding a little color to it on the other side of that is just like, you know, I've tapped people to pressure or to during things like that where I wasn't like in an active submission, and it like angered me a little bit in the moment, because I was like, man, you robbed me of like an opportunity to do the thing, a highlight submission of some sort, because I gassed you out and finally got the opportunity to do it. But they knew they were done and they tapped, and that was it. There was no reason for me to have to do more to them to get them to submit, which I think is like in a lot of ways an elevated form of jiu-jitsu.
You're talking about that.
No, it makes sense. I mean, you know, it's a very respectable thing, but to say that and then say, okay, now let's run it back again.
Why not? You play chess, you play board games with people, you play anything with somebody that can beat you, and you're like, you know what? I made some mistakes. I wasn't quite on my game in the right ways. I don't think they could do it.
You're saying for 20 minutes, he had him checkmated, and he finally said, okay, fine.
Given the scenario that they were in, maybe. At this time in his life, maybe.
Oh, you know, the Lakers have to play the Celtics every year, you know, at least 5 times. These are the guys that are competing. So it's going to happen. They're going to see each other again.
Well, no, here's the thing, man. Too, as a spectator, as a fan, if you have a match going for 40 minutes, and even you're kind of saying like, man, what's the point? Like, you know, if you have the energy, right? You're doing me a favor. You showed me something. You went out there. You tried. But, bruh, I don't want to watch an hour, 30 minutes if you just like – it's like, you know, like a cat and mouse. Like the mouse was going to get caught eventually, but just going corner to corner. It's like, bro, like we get it, right? Like
make it miserable.
He submitted saying, "Yo, I can't," you know, he got me, right? Like it's still a submission.
Sure.
Then, you know?
Like I had to do that submission time.
You've never seen Tom and Jerry.
Let's just get to the idea.
Tom never caught Jerry.
This is about fans watching. I don't want to watch that again. I mean, or I should say. Okay, let's be honest.
That's fair.
I'll watch it.
I'll watch the highlights.
Yeah. I mean,
like I did then.
You know, I'm not super excited about it. I mean, you know, thanks to my benefactors above me, I will be there and I will watch it.
Big daddy.
But you know,
we are his big daddies.
I prefer the term big papi, but okay.
Okay.
A baseball player.
Okay. Point taken.
Actually, we shoot. I wanted to talk.
Actually, aren't you going to be working as well?
I'm always working.
Egg?
My job description has not been detailed to me so much.
Wait.
What
does that
mean?
mean?
Not sure. So I because this is fairly recent that my wife and my job have both agreed to allow me to go to the weekend of the CGI and ADCC. So I will be on site. Thankfully, it's only 4.5 hour drive from where I live now, so much easier. and I've spent so much damn time in hotels recently that I have free hotel stays built up. So
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta
great.
figure that out.
Don't drop your
Yeah.
location.
I'm not
But
worried
so, but you will be working then. You work.
What kind of work you doing? What you doing? You doing interviews? You doing what? You analyzing people up close?
I will do whatever they want. I will admit I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball because of my move, that I haven't been doing as much analysis as I'd like. Also because I'm prepping for my current new job. So I got
Guilty.
Shh, I've overruled.
Got 2
Sustained.
weeks.
Yeah, I got a little bit of time. I'll figure it out.
You got
But
2
yeah,
weeks.
I don't know. So obviously Rafa Esparza, Tim Freeman, the bullpen dudes, Handsome Kevin, apparently he's, taking over that 3rd spot over there.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick
For the
his
summer.
ass. I was gonna
It's
take
fair,
that
man.
spot just to play. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, okay.
I'm just kidding.
That's for you guys, man. I mean,
I'm literally just playing. I just want to fight Kevin.
I'll watch that. I'll watch that before freaking Gordon and Pena for sure.
I think a lot of people probably would.
Hell
Oh, I
yeah,
would
it'd be
too.
fun.
That's like
Like,
the kind of freak
especially-
show that people are into.
Especially if we have it on the insider house in the backyard. Hell yeah.
Woo, there you go.
We'll just try to
It'll look
stall his
cool.
way
It's really
through
cool.
it.
We start throwing flags at them. But we make sure they're hard, so we like really peg them.
What
I
now?
don't have that- I
Whoa,
don't
whoa,
have
whoa!
that time.
I don't know what you're talking about, big dog. Hey, that's on the Patreon. Okay, that's for the Patreon, big dog.
Okay,
You know,
crazies. Okay,
Get that beer money that way,
No.
big dog.
I didn't even know. I didn't
20
even
is
think
a
about it till
20.
Miguel said it.
Listen, so Miguel and I will be watching it at home. What you gonna be doing, Steven? Anything fun, entertaining?
So I have also received a call from the people at CJI, and I think I'm going to be doing some announcing on day 1.
woo!
It'll be anything off camera, I think, for sure. So it won't be like the PGF stuffs at all. But I get to do some talking into a microphone when people are walking out, apparently. So y'all, keep that to yourselves. I don't want anybody to really know yet. It's
Listen, we
I'm a
only
little
got like a
nervous.
few
I've never
people
really
up
done
in here.
this.
It's cool. They ain't gonna say shit anyway.
No, dude, I'm
know?
super excited to get the opportunity to do it. Thank you to those guys for giving me a call, and obviously the commish here for throwing my name in the hat. They said, "Hey, this is a lot of matches. There's 20 matches in the night. It's going to be a lot for somebody." And Brandon said, "You know what? I got a dude. He can do 30 5 days in a row, so we could probably
Hell yeah.
swing it,
Hell yeah.
And he was like, I hope you're not mad at me. I went ahead and told him yes, and I was like, absolutely not
Hell yeah.
mad. I'm gonna run it, and according to the conversations I've had already, it's gonna be simple. Like it seems like they already have like a lot of stuff in place that makes that role very, very easy for me, because I may not even have to do the note cards. There's gonna be a guy that does that for me, like or with me, like sitting with me to tell me or whatever, and maybe even perhaps a teleprompter. It's like, what? I don't know. I don't know.
You
I don't know.
graduated
This is
for a
fancy.
teleprompter,
It's
dog.
fancy. Like I'm doing voice acting, I guess, at this point. It's
Yeah, but if they want you to sit down.
You're gonna
gonna
be the
do
new
that. You're gonna
Buzz
stand. I
Lightyear.
know you want to stand.
no, I'm gonna have to stand to do
it.
it right. I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
exactly.
I just won't be on camera to do it.
Sure.
But like as
Sure.
the things come out, I think I have to stand to do most of them, because I
Yeah.
won't have the same like. And I think being off camera will probably be better for me, because I'll wonder a lot of times what I'll look like when I start getting like.
You look
They use
awesome.
the
Into
facial
it a lot.
expressions to say,
Yeah,
dude,
so
pretty
it's
much.
like I
that
can
adds
just-
that flavor. I don't want to
It
see someone
does.
say, and in the red corner we have Josh Johnson. Like, nah, man, I
No,
want to see the
sure, it's gotta be
blue corner. Like, I want to see.
I got to
light
give the
up
people
up
what they
there.
want. You got to give the
Bro.
athletes what they want. That's the
Dude,
biggest thing.
Come on.
You would
the
be
alley.
you would be like the ultimate if you did like the what is it?
They're getting it on in the alley, bro. I don't know.
I'm
I gotta
I'm
figure
forgetting
this
the
out.
name.
We're banging in the alley or something. I don't know. I got to get there a couple of days early to talk to the people. They're struggling.
New
I don't know.
Age
See,
Outlaws.
that wasn't a hit. That wasn't a hit. See, I
I'm
see
just
where
saying,
Ed's
banging in the
looking.
alley may not be the
No,
thing.
see, that's not the one. But they can't all be bangers. That's why you got to say a bunch of things.
Actually,
I can't all be bangers in the alley, apparently. Woo-hoo.
actually, I think banging in the alley would be a good one for
No.
the demographic of
I think a lot of you
Craig
know what I'm
Jones's
saying.
crowd. I think that would be good.
I
Actually,
think that's what
At
he's
cases
looking
like
for
that,
in
no.
that, match with Gabby is a little bit of that
Hey.
I'm telling you, she's gonna win by
Have a
Melly.
class to join up, you know.
Right here.
Oh, he's gonna definitely set it up. He's gonna help her set the submission up. It's gonna sell. That's gonna be it's gonna be interesting.
This is gonna be fun, man. I'm just excited to be able to be anywhere like that, doing the stuff. It's fun. Like same thing we talk about with the PGF. It's just fun, and to go get to do it again somewhere else, and hopefully, just try to make it as fun again, and get another chance to do it in a different way. You know, again, maybe we can learn some stuff from this one to take to ours. Again, just like always, you know, everything's just an opportunity to steal ideas from other really smart people that are already doing the thing.
Dude, you're gonna kill it because you're amazing.
I'm not worried about that. I know I am. I'm just saying that they could always improve.
You're going this, dude. This is your new career. You're gonna be so amazing in this, and people are just gonna start seeing it more and more. And
it's just fun. It's got to stay fun.
It is. I mean, so that's great. I mean, but that's the thing. It's like you're living your dream, man. The dream's living his dream, but dude, we are so pumped for you. Seriously,
and I'm hyped for all of us too. All of us.
Yes, he does.
Yes, Isaac. I came from Open Mat, pretty much directly here. So yes, I did feel a little down here when I did stop at the grocery store on the way. It's like just roll the grocery store with my rash guard.
Fucking weirdo.
It's California.
It is. It's
they don't even judge you like that out there, man.
No,
they don't
not
care.
at all.
Like, look at that dude. Okay. They don't even look at that dude, actually. They're just buying just another regular guy with khakis on and a
rash guard.
So, no, I mean, I'm really pumped. So I took that day off work so I could get out there to hopefully watch you. I'm hoping I get like a freaking
just listen. That's all. Just listen.
No, I watch on YouTube too. But I mean, you know, if they haven't sold out by that time, you know,
they got $50 tickets.
They do?
Yeah, it's like a nosebleed, but hey, it's $50, bro.
No, hey, just get me in the door, man. I'll get in the door. Okay, sweet, done. All right, so I'll hey, you got a fan that will be there in the crowd cheering you on, brother. No question.
Yeah,
we
got to invest. Like it might be too late, but get like a fat head of Bobby, so you're like waving it in the stands. You know, like yeah.
Oh my God!
You can take one of these
support
pictures,
that fully. By the
blow
way,
it up,
let's just.
and then cut
I'm
off
ready
the
to
head,
go.
and you'd be like, "Yeah,
dude, we got more than a week. We can make this happen, Maggie. I know you can make this happen.
I'm ready for a stalker.
Yo, I will look into this right now.
Hold on, do you guys hear what he said?
I'll
he said he's ready for
whatever it takes, man. I'll Venmo you it, so it will happen. Make this happen.
Nobody's listening to me, Wallow.
Sorry. Yeah, my man. I was looking this up.
That's okay. It's okay. That's why I said it.
I see.
Oh my God. This is what happens when we're supposed to have
we had a guest plan. I had all these things written down.
We just went off the rails.
They're written down to say, but I don't have anybody to say to like that.
Dude, we stayed on the rails much longer than normal. To be fair,
I think this is part of the rails, though. You know, this is the rails. This is the show.
We were talking about what we're doing, what's going on with jiu-jitsu and
PGF, the jiu-jitsu world. We are now the insiders of other worlds.
Well, it's phenomenal, man.
We've been told that we can release these two names. We already know Ryan, but we're not going to release the second name because we're probably going to have him on next week or maybe the following week on. So,
all right, I'll give the people a hint. All right, so the hint: they got a first name and they got a last name. That's all we can reveal so far.
That's right, and they're a grappler.
And they're grappler. That should narrow it down a lot for you guys.
But what Steven said that everyone really needs to pay attention to is, guys, it's only 20 days away from our first qualifier. That's insane, guys. I mean, it's like that. We you know, we thought it was gonna be forever, but it's just around the corner. And we saw before from Handsome Kevin. He was a smart guy that went to the first qualifier of the last season, and just, you know, snuck in there before anyone realized what was really going on. So with everyone like paying attention to CJI and ADCC, a lot of people aren't paying attention to this qualifier. But I'm telling you right now, Austin, Texas, August 24th. You got a real good chance. I mean, Miggy, I mean, you're kind of our Jamie. Can you bring up the smooth comp, see who we got?
Smooth comp, of course.
But I mean, it's time.
I might be surprised.
Hey, if you can't make it to CJI, if you can't make ADCC, but you make 205 pounds, hey, get in that qualifier. It's free. It's
$3.99.
I think a lot of people. I think it might be surprised how many people may or may not show up for this thing, because like a lot of people that would be doing this tournament aren't probably in one of these two brackets. Like some of them are perhaps, but a lot of the people that would be showing up to throw their hat in the ring at a qualifier probably aren't a ADCC invitee or a CJI invitee. Perhaps. I think there's a lot of opportunity.
16.
We have already 16 people signed up.
Yeah, we got Landon up in that piece.
Holy shit! He's put on some weight, I guess.
No,
look,
he's his finishers against Kevin Buring last weekend.
Yeah, but wasn't he in season 5? He was like what 175 or was it 185?
Well, I'm just saying like Midwest finishers last weekend was 185, so he's going up.
Probably float around.
Hey, I mean, you got a compliment.
Of course, Isaac would appreciate.
I don't think that's a compliment. I think he just said it's strong.
It's strong. AF.
I just want to know where Isaac.
That's the whole list right here.
Is he?
Yeah, that's the whole list.
He's in Cancun, living it up.
Hell yeah! What's up?
Eat your peanuts, my boy. Eat your peanuts out there, big dog.
Getting his tan.
So we got what? Keep going.
That's can't read the whole list.
Oh, sorry, I got you. So I'll go from top to bottom. So we got Joseph Carroll from Loco Flow Jiu-Jitsu, Zachary Bennett from 10.
Hey, he was a self-MMA fighter back in the day. I don't know if
Joseph Carroll,
but I remember that name.
For 40 years, I think he's our oldest competitor. So good to see him hold it down, Joseph Carroll. Nice. Oh no, sorry, David Bautista, 45 years. Angelo MMA.
Wait,
that's
don't we know these guys?
Wasn't that David from last time, right? He did the last qualifier last year.
Yep, that's him. That's the guy. Then up next from 10P Covina, we got Jamel Johnson.
Live it up, my dog. Live it up.
Enjoy it. Drink some coconut water for me. From there, we got Thomas Sattler from Team Hegan Machado. From Team Hegan Machado, we got Spencer Woodland. I'm assuming they signed up together, right? Because looking at that timing. And from there, we have David Altgelt from Insight Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Then a friend of the PGF, we got Landon Torville from PJJ Lifestyle Academy, along with Jackson Laraska. My bad if I pronounce that wrong, my dude. But also from Red School. There we go. Then we got Anthony Salisbury from American Killer Bees. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Then we got Joseph Cropshot from Team Santos. Jack Bidwell from Brazilian Fight Factory. Joe Martinez from Montaña Jiu-Jitsu. I like that name. It's just really good. It rings really well. And we got Sebastian Attard from Grappling Education from Australia. Good eye crikey, right? As they say. And then we got Joshua Richards from Satori MMA. And to round it up, last but not least, Brandon George from New Wave Jiu-Jitsu. Oh, snap. That's pretty cool.
Nice. Hey, I mean, that's 16 people already. That's good.
Yeah, they still got time. Yeah, let's see how many days.
I mean, and this is the people that have already signed up. You always know there's a bunch of people that show up that day because they don't want people to know they're there.
Right. Yeah, they got 3 weeks. So it's going to be good.
And to Steven's point, I mean, there's two ways to look at it. Like I kind of said one side of the coin. Steven said the other. Like I think a lot of people are already focused on the CJI, ADCC, and they might miss out on this thing. But to Steven's point, there's also a lot of people that are like, man, I'm not making ADCC, I'm not making CJI, but I'm gonna make some freaking PGF because free data. I'm exciting. I'm gonna show out. I'm gonna get that great footage of myself. So who knows? I mean, this could blow up to like 32 people.
Yep.
That.
So being on the topic of signups, might as well look at the Nashville qualifier. That has 22 athletes signed up for it.
Oh, wow. Shit, already.
I mean, you think the Southeast was going to show out for a PGF qualifier. And every time we've done a Nashville qualifier, it's been fire. Every Nashville qualifier has been fire.
I may have to fly into Nashville for that one.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm going to read off this roster, right, so far. So we got, our friend Jackson Spry from 10 Trader out there. They got a
Okay,
Phil
here we go.
Raymer from Nishimi, my bad, Jiu-Jitsu. Team Sean Hammonds. There we go. Easier. Greg Goebel from Iron Knights Grappling. Clayton Ream from Broken Anvil Jiu-Jitsu. Aaron Livingston from Florence BJJ. Jason Leis from Team Sean Hammonds. Alec Mills from Team Shitwood. Sorry, I can't say that word, dog. I'm sorry. Albert Cates from TBJJ. Well, I can't read it. Hey, we got Benjamin Rojala from Lincoln Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Solomon Hodges from 10 Planet Sedalia. Hey, I like that. I like how that's a good ring to it, some good twang. We got Ben Lundy from Made Fitness and Training. Landon and his boy Jackson coming back out for this one as well. We got Thomas Nelson from Seymour Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Landon trying to pull Isaac Stackhouse on us and all the qualifiers.
Yeah. The Wandering Grappler Jr., you know what I'm saying?
Please don't
Got
do
the
that.
hair.
For your family's sake.
Yeah, right. Then we got a Jordan Butler from Pedigo Submission Fighting. Then we got Rodriguez Dansby from 10P Decatur as well. We got a Jake Ballman, Iron Knights Grappling. I cannot read names, y'all. Let's see. Anthony Salisbury from I got Salisbury again from American Killer Bees. Then we got a Mateos dos Santos, something else. Tell me your whole name, dog, from Nashville MMA.
So
Daniel.
for Josh, I just real quickly because you asked what the prize money was for the absolute winner. I'm thinking you're saying like the winner of the finale tournament. That's in this 20K. Just like Andy Vrela, his team Epic Roll did not win the team regular season, but he won the overall tournament, and so he walked away with 20K. Sorry, continue, Miggy. I apologize.
Oh, no good. No worries. They got Daniel Hunt from Temporal.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I
just got two. Sawyer's coming back out to this one. Coming to Nashville.
I saw that.
So they got Charlie Courtney from Derby City MMA. All right, that's all the
nice. Is that Chewy's place?
Derby City, right or no?
No, I think it's One Nation.
No. Derby City is Chewy.
I thought you were asking where it was being held.
No. Yeah, it's held at One Nation.
Yeah. Derby City is Jiu-Jitsu's. Yes.
Hey, so that was the Nashville. Do we have anybody for the Las Vegas Open?
And crap, I pressed the wrong button. I was about to pull that one up. I was about to segue in all cool, but I messed up.
That put us on blast.
Man. Las Vegas. There you go. All right. So we got 9 athletes signed up.
Okay, Joey.
Oh, they got an unapproved.
Look at the Turbial. Signed up for Vegas.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
Landon's going after it. Then so
Okay.
from up top, we got a Dylan Melton from Gracie Baja West Chase. We got a Joey Ballesteri from
Ballesteri.
South Bay. Oh, Ballesteri. Oh, okay.
Right. He's the homie. He trains under PJ Barch. He's brown belt under PJ.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's been with the squads for several years now from even when I was out there.
Nice. That's what's up. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Then we got a Andy Jones from Syndicate MMA. Jamel Johnson. I think he signed up for every qualifier from 10P Covina.
So did
We got Landon again. We got a Joseph Cropshaw. I think he signed up for the Nashville one as well. And we got Malik Abdul Mumin. Sorry, brother, if I missed your name, but he's from 10P Oceanside, from Oside. And we got Joseph Pinius from Legacy Jiu-Jitsu. Then we have Jose Penabala from No Team. And then we have an unapproved person, Kevin Crane from Gracie Morumbi. And my boy, this is free to show up. So, my man, I hope you can get out there because you got to get there. It's free reps right here, right? Free tournament with some hungry guys.
Wow. That's interesting. He was not approved.
Yeah. No, my guess is he didn't complete it. Like, maybe not sure if he's going to be in Vegas yet. Because you got to, check out when you sign up for Smooth Comp. So, as long as you haven't completed sign up, it'll do that to you. So they're on the fence.
That's usually on the ones about because you had to pay yet. But I guess
you gotta,
maybe you just can still do that here.
Thing.
Yeah.
Hey, my boy. All you gotta do is show up, man.
I know who Kevin Crane is.
Let me ask you a question.
You ever heard of Kevin Crane? Y'all know anything about him?
Wait,
I do not know.
Okay.
What do you know about him?
A little bit.
Tell us.
Black belt.
He's got tons of experience. He would be a definite character
grappling
to add to the mix for the PGF. He's got a lot of showmanship during his matches and different things like that. I guess is probably a good way to say it. He's really, got a good strong game too. He fought MMA or whatever, but I think he's got, he's a little polarizing to certain people's, perhaps, if you guys would look into it. I haven't really followed him in a long time, but I just remember
So he's
from
a talker.
Oh, definitely. Like he'd definitely be all about trying to do the show part of the show. I feel like in a lot of ways, and he's a good tough grappler. I just think that he would probably play towards that natural heel character a lot. It's what people would. I think he is what people expected AJ Agazar.
I mean, that's what I was thinking exactly. I mean, like we were completely expecting that last season, and then he just did the babyface turn.
Yeah.
Bro, he had everybody fooled from day one.
I think the people that already knew him well knew, and that's the idea for a lot of those things. If you don't know, but I had a match with Kevin back in the day, and it was fun. Ended up he beat me like in overtime, fastest escape or whatever. So whatever, good tough match. It just was funny. That's to say, it's like I already knew that he had those antics, so I was kind of ready for his like showmanship-ish stuff during the match. So I didn't really play into it or whatever. So it was just funny. It was a good match. We had a good match. He didn't do anything crazy to me. We didn't have any negative, nothing. So I don't have anything bad to say about him specifically, but he can rub some people the wrong way, because if you don't like that, or if it's against your guy, it'll make you want to like get after him, because he definitely doesn't care.
Now, question for y'all. Seeing that our boy is going to be doing 3 qualifiers, he does 3 qualifiers. Does he, let's say he doesn't win any of them, does he get consideration for at least for an alternate spot? I mean,
he's
alternate for sure.
Going to be doing
Who's our boy?
Landon
Torville.
So I mean, if he goes all 3 qualifiers, he'll be an alternate.
I'm not saying that. I'm asking. I'm not putting a stamp on it. I'm
just.
If you're saying
I will
in,
make
then
my estimation right now is that if he does all 3 qualifiers, he's got an alternate spot if he wants it. But remember, an alternate spot doesn't do a lot for you, because at least in this current situation, the alternates weren't getting paid. So I mean, hey, it worked out all right for Dan Leak, because he had to come in because David Evers got hurt, and so he turned out, as an alternate, making out really like a bandit, and got some points for his team. But an alternate is a week of your life that, sure, yeah, you got a spot. They're paying for where you're staying, but that's it. So
I think Landon's probably the kind of kid that's in that situation, though, that makes that easy. I think probably.
Yeah, that's his time of life. You're right. I mean, he can do that. So I'm just saying, like, your question of whether he can make an alternate spot, I say yes, because he's a company man, and Brandon believes in company people. Well, look at all of us. I mean, if you have faith and you've shown faith in the PGF and in him, then if you want a spot, and like Steven said, Landon's probably the type of guy like, hey man, give me a place to rack out, and I'll sit on the sidelines. I'll be your training partner for the days, for everyone, in a heartbeat. And I bet he would, and he's great. I mean, he's fun.
That's sports too, though, man. Because listen, all the powerhouse teams have a guy that's doing that and making it on the team. He's on the roster. He travels with them. He's there in case the guys ahead of them, or we need rest, and he, you know what I mean. And so those guys are very important too. And I think, like you said, somebody who's already a playoff. He made the playoffs, during his season. Showed a lot of promise. I think that, like you said, if he does all the qualifiers, and especially if he has a strong showing at any of them,
exactly,
or shows like stepping up as he goes through, and doesn't just get like mollywopped every single time.
No, exactly.
It gives him an opportunity ahead of a lot of other people that would want those opportunities. And again, like I said, I think him being in the younger demographic and not necessarily having as many things tying him to where he's at, he may be
Miles,
able to take a week. Yeah, exactly. Take a week and go slum it, sleep on the floor, and roll the dice for an opportunity to, make a name for yourself again.
Yeah, man. Like,
I'll do it.
Worst case, you got a week of some quality jujitsu. And, from what I've heard about Landon, our friend Kiahi, right? And the O'Fellons, Landon would go train with them, right? So it sounds like Landon travels to train. So he's used to that already, right? Like, he figures a way there. He's doing it from the sounds of it, man. So
that's cool.
Think about this one again. We had legends of the damn sport, legends of the sport as coaches last season. And
have they said who the coaches are this time?
I do not believe we've said yet.
All right. So I'll drop another hint for the fans. All right. They said the coach has grappling.
There's one coach for everybody.
No. There's one coach already that they've said
that
it. I've heard it.
Okay.
Has it?
So, but I don't know if he's official, so I'm not gonna repeat.
No,
it.
I
Rivers.
I definitely have not heard a name. That's kind of what I was asking if y'all.
I have, I've heard one name, but that's it. I'll share.
I haven't known anybody about asking.
But here's the thing: look at the coaches from last season, and how much money would you have paid to have been coached by them for a week? Seriously, just flip it around. Holy crap! How much money those guys, any regular person would have paid to have been coached by these legends for a week? That's invaluable right there.
You have jiu-jitsu fantasy camps where you pay thousands of dollars to experience something remotely as close as possible to this. These guys got to do this, they got
and they're coaching you and they care about you and they're coaching you while you're doing your matches. Good grief.
Hey, Egg's doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
We didn't see his name on the list, though. I didn't see his name on the list.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't see that name up there. I didn't see Egghead Warrior
the smart
listed.
people, as I mentioned earlier, do not put their name on the list so people can't think about them. They just overlook those guys. Strategery.
I hope Pereira signs up at this qualifier last minute like you, and you guys go against each other in the first round. I really hope it just works out that way.
It's funny because my coach from back in Charlottesville, Alex Brown, was kind of mad at me for saying hey man, I'm an analyst, and so I know that the 45-year-old purple belt, the chances are I'm not going to win the qualifier. I mean, just imagine that actuarial tables.
Definitely,
and that's what he said too. I'm like, okay. So we can bifurcate ourselves a little bit here.
I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna take it as offense.
Yeah, I don't know what that word means either.
Egg's gonna Felipe tap because he complained about
Perhaps
a cardio tap.
Oh, bro, wouldn't that be a beautiful, beautiful? Oh, that would be poetic justice in the most appropriate way.
I've already started visualizing and thinking about how I'm going to win my matches. But thank you. Yes, thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate all the support.
Hey, we need you to win because we want Jim Ross to
My God.
Listen, we need you as an athlete so we can get you fired from the production team, okay?
Finally, the excuse I've been looking forward to. All right.
Yeah.
He has an alternate, so he can't be an analyst. So we finally
Good God Almighty.
He made his choice, guys.
Yeah.
So,
hey, anyway,
I said, I was bummed because your season, Steven, wasn't announced. That just kind of hopped out there. That was a weight I could have made, and that was okay. There we are. That was still early enough where shit. I mean, you have blue belts still out there. And I could have done
nice to get another
I was really bummed. I mean, I would have got my, ass kicked, but it was been great. So I was always bummed I missed that opportunity, and now I got a weight class I can make.
Double check it. This was the season that was pre-recorded, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a good thing Egg was there. He would have leaked the winner the first day, the first video. Probably. Oh man, that was great, guys! Remember when this guy won the season?
I didn't win.
All right. Thanks, Mustachio.
The great Mustachio.
Man, that feels so long ago.
Bro, that was like 10 years ago. What are you talking about?
That was back in
Might as
'97,
well
bro.
be.
Was it 2020, right? Still late 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think
4 years
so.
ago
Think-
because we
think.
did 2 seasons that year, I think.
Yeah.
Whew.
Because you think PGF season one, one of the greatest
Listen,
things.
what they
Go
need to
ahead.
bring back. Sorry. It was just what Brandon, everybody, all of y'all, bring back Lonnie. Bring back the Lonnie part of the week for these guys. I need that for everybody else because I had that mental breakdown during that part, and I just want to see how everybody else reacts during that part too. I want to see other people in that moment deal with Lonnie somehow. I know he don't have his place in Vegas, so it'd be a little bit different, but I bet he'd be a treat. For the
He'd find a
PGF
way to
fans.
find some low elements and high elements.
Listen, that stuff
So
was crazy.
yeah, so for the fans out there that might not be tracking exactly what he's talking about, PGF season 2, pre-recorded, kind of like had a bit of the Ultimate Fighter feel, and I'll just say it. I mean, I love Lonnie Jones. I listen to his podcast, all of them.
Keeping up with the Jones.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. But
That's the name of it. Wallow.
yes.
I wasn't like I was a joke, but it was
his
also the name.
Oh, I thought you were
But
kidding.
the thing that just blows my mind, and I feel bad for you, Steven, and all the season 2 guys, because we know what a grind the PGF is, period. I mean, just period. So, I mean, you have 4 days of 3 matches a night for every competitor. So we have at least 4 hours of jiu-jitsu live. I mean, and then that's undercutting it. It's more like 5. We're on the air, but at least 4 hours. And so between like training with your team and then actually do the competition, it is insanity. I mean, we talked about
train.
the elbow genie, Jonathan Roberts. He lost weight because he just couldn't find the time to eat. It's a really tough thing. But for Stephen Aiken and his other brethren from season 2, not only did they have the regular competition, they also had these events with Lonnie Jones, which as a fan, I loved. I loved watching them. They kind of those type of team building exercises, where they have the low elements, where they have the kind of like the spider web, and people have to get through them without touching it, and they have to like figure that out. I did that.
That was a good one. That was probably the best one as far
Yeah.
as ease of everybody doing something not bad or whatever. The thing of that, like this is the thing, is like a lot of that stuff started. It's just like with all that is like you had all these dudes that were there to compete, and everybody was going to be grappling with each other, whatever it was, but everybody had the right idea, and they wanted to make sure for a lot of the people that they were giving their input to the situation to make it go that way because they were sure that that was the thing to do, to make it right. And it, wasn't even that they were or were not right, or a lot of times as much as it was just like everybody needed to have some sort of like input on what was being done rather than just going with the flow of the situation and just really trying to accomplish what Lonnie had set forth as the objective. It wasn't about trying to be in control of the situation most of the time, like people were trying to be. And that when you did that, it really took away from what actually was going to help you like win the game. If you didn't have people doing it, all on the same kind of plane. So I think, man, there's a lot of footage out there for sure about that stuff that I think will come out one day. It was a very, very rough day for me. That with all of that, the competition had set in pretty well, and Isaac and I had went looking for this place, and the GPS would not locate it, and it didn't look like what it was. It was like a office, like a real upscale looking, building with the things that Lonnie had set forth for us. out there, also set up in the background though, where you couldn't really tell from the main roads. And Isaac and I looped past this thing, man, enough times that I told Isaac, if we don't fucking get there this time, I'm not going. If we don't get the right spot when we turn in after this turnaround again, I'm not going, because I still think I had a match with Jake that night. And I was really, 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 really anxious about that. And I wanted to be prepared for that. And this was not helping me be prepared, especially the GPS not finding the right place in there. So I was really in my head that day a lot already. And so then having literal mind games played on you at that time was wild. For me, it was a really like crazy experience. It ended up very good at the end for me. That's what I'm saying. Just like, realized like, oh man, I'm really in my head about a lot of this stuff. Need to kind of pull back and play the game some. That's what I say. I know it exists. It's all there. Everything's there. You guys,
Isaac's got all kinds of footage that he just has somewhere on some hard drive.
Isaac has us recorded saying our social security number somehow.
Season 2. Already, listen, there's so much about season 2 that is recorded that probably it never really been discussed even publicly that happened or is part of the storyline in some way that never really came out. It's just because there wasn't enough space for it at that time, and maybe enough interest even in the right ways, or it didn't really push the story forward in a good way either, to kind of maybe put that out there. Whereas now some of those things that weren't as good about the story then or would be a good part of the story now. I don't know. How things change over time, and something that was not good becomes like a moment of pivotal change or whatever it is. So I bet there's a lot of that kind of stuff out there too, because man, like I said, there's a week full of stuff, and Isaac was set up. He was with me the whole week, specifically mostly to film like me, but then when I wasn't like as the focus, he had stuff on other people, and he had like that's why he's part of the stuff now too, but he had like an eye for other guys. So he's got stuff too that's like other people's conversations and different parts of the thing that would be. Bro, that's literally what I'm thinking about. I was like, I'm mad right now. I'm like, I don't even know why you said that. Like you
get you, man.
Man, I almost feel like we should just have Isaac on.
Oh, he's on the beach,
bro. No, listen, I think that was, but that was a pivotal like learning moment though, Isaac, too, the hula hoop thing, because that showed me right there. That's when I learned what was happening as far as like my awareness of like everybody's trying to be in charge, everybody's trying to be in control, and they're not doing what he's telling us to do, and that's why it's not working. And nobody's stopping to listen. Nobody's trying to hear the other person. Nobody's actually really even listening to the first thing. Everybody already had their idea of what it was that they were going to do to make this happen. And if everybody didn't fall into their specific place with it all, then they didn't do the other part. And so it's like, man, okay, the thing was he had a hula hoop. Okay. And there was a person standing in the middle of it. Everybody had a finger on the hula hoop. You're holding it up over their head. You literally just had to get the hula hoop to the ground around the person still. The hula hoop literally, like, these are some big, tall dudes. And so I couldn't even touch it at one point. They were lifting it so high when the point was to put it down.
Let it go.
They wanted to have control of it so much, they were taking it away from everybody else touching it. And I couldn't even reach it, and I'm 6 feet tall. And the thing was to get it to the ground. And this went on, I don't know, for probably 5 minutes. But in that 5 minutes while we were doing it, I literally walked away, and Brandon had to come and get me and like, man, come back or whatever. I was like, no, man, F these guys. I'm not doing it. They're not, I don't even care about this. This is dumb.
I mean, it's just funny because like these are all like super traditional team building leadership exercises. Like I've done many of these.
No, that's what he hit us with, and everybody that wasn't like receptive right away became receptive or whatever it was. And if you we're ready for the message, you got it. And I think that was like the powerful part of it that I'm looking forward, or when I was asking earlier to see if we could have that as part of this season. I think that made it human in another kind of way too, besides just, we're feeling the stresses of jiu-jitsu, we're feeling the stresses of my body hurts from these matches or whatever. It's like now we're trying to see who's got like mental, fortitude in these kind of like situations where it is about, everybody talks about teamwork and everybody's talking about, working together and, da 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 da. But then when you actually are tasked in certain ways that do require you all to do the same thing, people still just can't get on board with each other for whatever the case, So I think that would have been cool to see last season, especially with some of the things that were going on, and in the behind the scenes stuff with some of the guys having personal beefs or whatever it is.
What's good?
Yeah. Like seeing that play out in an environment where they're being not challenged necessarily in a negative way, but being challenged like psychologically to see how you would react. Like nobody's actually physically harming you, but you have to like you have to get in the game, or it'll get you. So I think it's crazy. The PGF and the whole thing with Lonnie. As I said, that there's a lot of parallels between that, between playing the game or just doing what you were like supposed to do. And I think you get caught up in that sometimes, trying to play the game versus just doing what you were asked to do.
Did you get that feeling always, for every match that you had? Like you said you were like, anxious, I guess.
I mean, no, not at first. At first I was. I mean, my first match was Zach Edwards, rest in peace, man, to the homie. So I started out really afraid. Like off the bat, when I saw the schedule, I was like, damn, I can't get my ankle popped right here in the first like match of the whole week. I gotta really play this sharp. And I may even have to like give up a tap to this guy that's not necessarily on just because I want to like make it through the week, because I've seen him break people in person. I've been there when he done it. So I knew that was a possibility that he could get me just as much as everybody else. So like I started off pretty anxious like that, but looking at the schedule, there were definitely guys that I thought were dunkable. And when a couple of those didn't go the way that I wanted, like the Evelyn Stapler draw, ended up being a draw with that one. And I was kind of behind on some points. Then it kind of started getting that way a little bit more for every match, and then I had that match with Kamoy where neither one of us scored. And I think that was the same day that I kind of had the 0 with Evan. And so that kind of, that's the thing, is like through the week, sure, everything fills out. It works out how it works out. But day to day, I just had 2 zeros back to back. Man, I cannot. I've got to submit the next guy, whoever that is. Whoever they it doesn't matter if it's the number one person, if it was Hunter Colvin or whoever I had to cut, I can't remember, but it was just like the pressure was definitely on them, because there was no guarantee for me that I was going to make it to the final 8, by the time we started going,
No, I mean, I've never competed at your level, so I don't understand, why did you feel the pressure of that?
Man, I want to win. I want to beat everybody. I wanted to be the best guy there. I was supposed to be, at least to myself. I thought I was. And I really believed that I had an opportunity to win the whole season. And if I didn't win the whole season, I really truly believed I had an opportunity to beat everybody in that no time limit kind of format. And then maybe through the season, I kind of felt that, all right, maybe that was past Steven that had the best opportunity to do a lot of those things against some of these guys, because I didn't quite have everything that I would have normally kind of had, so the pressure of being, coming up on 40 and having the school, and what do my students think, and will they, da 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 da, and man, this is all on camera, and that we're doing all these interviews every day now, and they're talking to us about how we feel, and like this is really going to be on camera, and like I told you guys earlier, that was really what I had set up as like, this is going to be my last run for like a serious competitor thing. Like I didn't say that I'm like retired and I'm never going to do competition again or whatever, but that was in my mind. I was like, this is going to be the last thing that I think that I give fully, of myself to as a competitor. And so it hurt when it didn't go well, because I thought better of myself at that point, and it just wasn't where I thought it should be. So a lot of pressure to maybe live up to my own expectations every day. What was what it was. Because I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know I was going to be the older guy there. I didn't realize that I was that much older than everybody that was going to be there, or most of the guys that were going to be there, even like Jake Elkins being, 5 or 6 years younger than I was, I think, or something. I was just like, whoa, that's not what I thought. I thought he was closer, like to me, like he's like a 40-year-old dude, and everybody else was, a lot closer to that too. I just hadn't really took the time to look at myself that way.
They say as a competitor, a real competitor in sports, that you die twice. It's when that actual competition person of you is done. That's one of them. And I'm sorry, brother, but hey, cheers to you, and thank you for putting on the line, and for giving us that season 2. I mean, you gave your all. We could all see that you gave it your all, except for that one match, which Collusion, lost me $1,000. But no one's ever thinking.
Is
about
that the one
again.
you called them lethargic?
No,
that was beforehand.
Pre-season.
That was preseason. I didn't know him at all. I was doing all my research.
No, and that's true. Though.
Yeah.
There's definitely
Jesus
a match
Christ,
where I
Wallow,
didn't.
you're really trying to get him to smoke me. Next time
No,
we see
for
each
sure.
other.
There's definitely but it's fair. It's fair. During that season, again, we had gotten put on teams, and none of us really knew what that was supposed to mean. And some of us had talked about, hey, if the matches are getting crazy at the end or whatever, and if somebody's under control or whatever the match, maybe we share some points. And so some of the matches got down to the end, and teammates didn't go as hard against each other as maybe they could have, because we had the team thing in our head and we didn't realize what it was all going to mean, because we showed up to be individuals for the most part, where team didn't matter. But then we started getting points for your teammates, and if your teammates won, then you got points. And so it was like, well, if we zero each other out, then we both lose again by getting zeros if they get points on each other. And so we really, that's why we stress so much, Isaac and myself, about don't try to like play the game. Yeah. Just go out there and get your points. Just go out there and do what you're supposed to do, because we in that season 2 a lot, spent a ton of time. And there, our team captain came in with this idea of a lot of these things already. So we kind of, again, we had a team captain. They had an idea. I'm a good soldier. I do what I'm supposed to do as far as the team goes. I'm one of the, elderly statesmen or whatever it is. So we did what we did. And yeah, I wasn't happy with that either. Never at really at any point after it happened, or whatever. But in the moment, it felt like that was what we were doing. And it didn't seem like it was going to be like a thing, and it is what it is. But yeah, so that's to say, learn a lot of stuff through going through there and having the opportunity to choose something or not. And it is what it is at the end of the day. Still made the playoffs. Yeah. Still, did well. Didn't do as good as I wanted to. Had a really great time though. Like, learned a lot about a lot, and I would do it again if there was an opportunity to do it again, because I think I'm just like that. I don't know. I don't think everybody's like that.
Did the media part of it add any extra pressure to the whole thing? Because I mean,
the media. No, I really wanted that part.
You had to do interviews, and then you have.
Well, you didn't have to. That was the thing. Is like they told us, they were like, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it, but you just won't be talked about. They won't. Yeah. You won't have any like thing. And it was like, well, that was part of the thing too, was to get something to carry over towards, the school and
the legacy.
Towards this is it. Some stuff like that to take with me on all that stuff. So there was a lot of that all kind of tied into it. When. Again, it was 2020. We were in the middle of a pandemic. The world was falling apart everywhere around us. We didn't know if there was ever going to be stuff again, or man, like, were we going to die for coming up here and doing that? Would we catch some weird stuffs somewhere along the way or whatever? I think at that point, most of us were all pretty over it in that way, but there was still that little bit of like, what if kind of stuff in the back of your heads, maybe, because you didn't know for sure yet still.
The world was crazy, man.
Yeah, so
I remember coming to the finale.
We had
that freaking pipeline that burst, so there was no fuel in the southeast.
That's true.
So I actually had an extra fuel can in the back of my freaking car as I'm driving from North Carolina to freaking Alabama.
Yeah,
And
man.
it was I needed that because like I
I
tried
forget
stopping
about that
someplace
too.
and the whole town didn't have gas.
Oof.
World was wild.
Listen, hey, and Evan Stapler dropped the hottest jiu-jitsu song of all time still during season 2. It's still the number
Love
one
it.
jiu-jitsu song of all time. I don't care. There's never been a better one. For sure.
You know,
for sure.
I'm actually
And
mad.
listen, I told
Griff.
everybody that day when I heard that song at the
Yeah.
beginning, listen, and you can find me saying
Look it
this
up,
for
Maggie.
years now, that I was like, oh shit,
Friggin-
this dude's gonna be tougher than everybody thinks. If he just put this out
Mhm.
the day of or whatever when we're going out here, he's at least crazy. And so
Yeah,
he's
but-
gonna be hard.
But Griff and
He's gonna be
Sawyer
hard to handle.
got him to do like the intro to their No Gi Neighbors podcast. I'm like, what the hell? He does that for them, but like screw the insiders. Okay.
He did an intro for my podcast too.
Are we the only podcast that gets no love freaking Evan
Did you
Stapler
ask?
love?
I asked him. We asked him
Yeah, did
specifically.
you ask him, man,
Isaac
before you
and I
throw him under the
specifically
bus?
reached out and talked to him.
It's
about
not my
it.
freaking
So,
podcast, Wallow. It's yours.
So I should read your mind and say, "Oh, Egg wants
Let's
a
make
song
Egghead a
for
song.
our pod, so let me just handle that for him."
I'm gonna get an egghead
Evan
song through
Stapler,
my
would you please
GP2.
maybe do a song for us? That'd be cool.
That doesn't
that-
sound like you want it.
Man, I got bad news, guys. Evan Stapler's Instagram, he's wiped all his posts.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got a kid now. He's
He's an
like
adult. He's not writing raps anymore.
he's like
Man,
respectable
he
and
retired
stuff.
from the game. What?
Or like, you know,
Hey,
not
much love to the
respectful,
homie.
but, like,
Then, hey, much love to the homie. Whatever, things change in
was that
life.
on
and
YouTube? Come on, it was on YouTube, right?
He
So
made a
looking for
run
it,
for sure during that season. That was something, you know.
He's got that life
Come on,
going.
Jamie.
Hey, it's tough, man. As we've all talked about recently, you know, being a dad getting in the season. There's not as many of those, but
No, nothing.
And
I think there's a lot of guys that are.
Actually,
Full-time
This is the
athletes.
song.
Give me shit the other day for it.
No, that's not it.
No. Wallace was giving me
A
shit
lot.
about being the oldest guy in a qualifier. Wasn't that the freaking scientist last year in the Las Vegas qualifier? He was like 48, but he's ripped.
Oh no, did
Yeah,
he lead
I
off
mean,
YouTube too?
Yeah,
He
bro.
probably-
I think it's wiped, man. I can't find nothing.
Oh my god.
Bro, our man's living off the radar now.
Bro, he stopped. He stopped rapping. He stopped dropping bars.
Man.
How many hearts did you break? A lot.
A lot.
Man, either way,
Um,
that was like a fun. That's what I'm saying. Lots of fond memories from that season, even though it was hard, brutal. all things. I think there's a lot of camaraderie that comes through those kind of things where guys or people in general go through, you know, common experiences and have things go up. You know, Evan was a young guy then, had, you know, some stuff he thought, you know, he was going to do, and then apparently people didn't like some of what he was doing, and that was like a pivotal part of our season for some people was, you know, dealing with Evan. It is what it is every season. And I think now we see that from the alternates that are going to be coming in as much. The main roster athletes won't be as much of an unknown commodity always now as our alternates will be. So I think we still have the opportunity to see someone like a Evan come up. Maybe that is Landon Tourville for this season. That can get an opportunity to go out there and, you know, maybe beat a guy or two, or at least, you know, run a guy or two out to a draw, especially that changes their playoff seeds. And people don't realize how much that can matter. Who you go against in the playoffs could really determine your outcome on that 20K. Because if you get past your guy, that's your main rival that can beat you because somebody else clips him in the playoffs. Now you get a clearer path. But if you get the guy that can beat you easiest in the first round of the playoffs, that really sucks if you want to try to get that, you know, that extra 20K at the end of the season. So there's a lot to be said about guys like that can go out there and really shake up the bracket, so to say. And I know we want to see the submissions, and I know everybody wants, you know, all that stuff, but the stoppers and the zeros are it's an integral part of the PGF, no matter what, you know, we really want to see always.
Egg, final thoughts before we go.
I'm just pumped, man. I mean, just think about this: 20 days, less than 3 weeks. The first qualifier hits, and it's off to the races. We're there, guys. It's insanity. It's going to be here before you know it.
Never left.
Yeah, I'm so pumped. Vegas, baby, Vegas again. But I'll see Steven there in a couple weeks. Thank you, benefactors, for that. And actually, we got to talk about that because I don't need both tickets, obviously. There's only one of me.
You can take somebody with you.
Yeah, bro. Just have it just in case homies out there. You
Yeah.
can pass it on to them.
All right. Well, if you see the egg in Vegas in a couple weeks, I might just have an extra
We
ticket
could
on
do
me.
something about that. Yeah, like make it
The first person to find you.
Egghead meet and greet at ADCC.
The first person to find
Yeah,
you
we-
outside of this in the city.
Yeah, because we did
I
that
will
last
have
year.
a
with you,
yellow
too.
hat on just because I
There you
mean
go.
I know the X
The
Marks.
man.
Oh
do
man,
that.
that could be
They don't recognize
something,
me
bro.
that
Right?
That could be something.
Literal scavenger hunt for an entrance to ADCC. Find
Yeah.
egg.
well, because remember,
Find Egghead Warrior, and you'll get a ticket.
season 5, X Martial dudes are cool as hell, but they didn't recognize me in my suit without my hat.
I remember that.
Like,
That was
where's your
funny.
yellow
No,
hat?
no, you
That's
gotta wear
the
the hat
character.
though.
Where's
Yeah.
the yolk, bro? Where's the yolk?
Let's plan that out. Let's talk about it because that'd be kind of cool. But
Yeah.
maybe have somebody record this shit too, because that's content.
course.
that we can use.
He's always out there
Steven,
somewhere.
final thoughts, Steven.
Oh man, good talk to you guys. Had a lot of fun. Ryan, we missed you.
He sent me a message a few minutes ago. He's like, "I'm sorry, I forgot." All good. bro.
Imagine that.
Powerful
Yeah.
ADHD.
Yeah, he apologized because he forgot. But hey, listen, it's all good, man. We just wanted to announce you as the first guy in season 7. We did it, but you were just not here. So
we did it. We promised. We did it. We promised.
yeah, but we'll have him on. We'll reschedule it and figure out when is a better time for him to be on and shit.
Word.
We do probably have the other guy that we're gonna announce next week. We gotta figure out logistics, time, date, and then I'll reach out to our second guy in. But until then, we'll see you maybe next week.
Real quick, we
What?
should do this. This is going to talk about Ryan today. Good luck at ADCC, bud.
Yeah, good luck.
Good
That's
luck, bud.
right. Go kill it.
Get them.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll catch you next week. Maybe. We'll see. Adios.